Hello and welcome back. In this part of the course we are going to install a CSS framework called Bulma, and we are going to implement it into YouTube by adding the navigation bar and styling the authentication forms we created in the previous part. We are beginning with the installation of Bulma, and we do that in the Vue UI. So if you go to Dependencies, Install Dependency, and search for Bulma, just click that one and install. Perfect. Then we can go back to the code and start coding. Here's the code from the previous part. The first thing we can do is to import Bulma into our app. So we go to app.vue. We do that by going in here and say import node modules Bulma CSS bulma.css and save. The first we can do is to change the navigation bar. So if I go to bulma.io, just copy the code there. There, so the link will go to the home page. We also need to add these links. So I copy this, put there, and these two in there. Okay, so I can copy these four and put inside here. Class navbar item. So if I just save now and go back to the browser and refresh, you'll see the new menu on top here. We need to remove there. The sign up button and the login button we want to have at the end menu, so we can paste them in here instead and give them the class of button is primary and button is info. There is the button up top there. We need to do some changes to make it look a little bit better. So if you go back to the code, and in here we say div class navbar item, remove the navbar item from these two, div class field is grouped, and here we say p class control. P class control. And save. If you go back to the browser now, refresh, you'll see that there's been some space added between and over the buttons, so it looks a little bit better. Then we can add styles to the login screen here. So just go back to the code again, go to the login.vue, and up here we can say class title, so it's a little bit bigger. And in the form we can say div class field, div class control, and just copy it. the input types, we want to give a class of input. And the button can get a class of button is success. We can also remove this and this because we don't want it to be on the login screen. So if we save now, go back to the browser, and it's a little bit better, but we need to center the form. So you can go back to the code again, and we can add class up here, columns, and in here we say div class column is 4 and is offset 4. So it's centered and it's narrow. So if we save now and go back to the browser, the login screen is a little bit better than it was. Also, instead of this alert, we can add a alert message instead, which should look a little bit better. So under this field we say article class message is danger, because we want it to be red. And in here we say div class message body, and we print the error. We also just want to show this if the error is actually there. So we say if error. Inside the data array we need to add one more variable, error null. And in the login here we say, instead of the alert, we say this.error equals error.message and save. And we can go back to the browser and test this. So if I try to submit now, we get an error message down here. So then we can go back and do the exact same thing for the sign up form. First we can just copy all of the code here like this. And then we go here and just paste it. Just sign up. And that's it for there, but we need to add the error too. Null. This.error equals error. And save. So if we go back to the browser now, and click sign up and try to do the submit here. Oops, I forgot to type .message. Message and save again. Go back to the browser. Try to submit. Now it's good. And that was it for this part of the course. In the next part we are going to set up the dashboard and add a little bit more stuff from Bulma.